We've now seen our first factor that influences exchange rates: imports and exports. A decrease in imports will decrease the supply of a currency and therefore appreciate the exchange rate, whereas an increase in imports will increase the supply of a currency and therefore depreciate the exchange rate. A decrease in exports will decrease the demand for a currency and therefore depreciate the exchange rate. And an increase in exports will increase the demand for a currency and therefore appreciate the exchange rate. Our second factor that influences exchange rates is speculation. Speculation is when investors predict change in a currency's exchange rate to make a profit. If investors predict an appreciation in a currency, they'll buy loads of the currency now, while it's cheaper, at a low exchange rate, but then sell that currency when the exchange rate goes up to a high exchange rate in order to make a profit. But if instead investors predict a depreciation in a currency, they'll sell loads of currency now at a high exchange rate, but then buy more of that currency back when the exchange rate drops to a lower exchange rate. It will be much cheaper, so again they would end up with more currency overall and more profit. Sounds easy enough? Suppose that you want to get in on some of this profit and you've made a prediction that in 4 months' time there will be an increase in the demand for UK pharmaceutical exports. You predict a big increase in demand for UK pharmaceutical exports 4 months from now. That means in 4 months, foreign consumers will demand more UK exports, increasing demand for the pound, leading to an appreciation. So you've predicted, or speculated, that there will be an appreciation of the pound 4 months from now, which means that you can make a profit by... Since you know there'll be an appreciation in 4 months, you can buy pounds now while the exchange rate is low and sell them when the exchange rate increases, leading to a tidy profit. So you start buying pounds now to sell them in 4 months' time. But you're not the only one with the idea. Investors from all over the world are also trying to make a profit by speculating over exchange rates, and many of them will make the same predictions. So they'll start buying pounds as well, which increases demand for pounds now, which means the pound will appreciate now. Therefore, our second factor influencing exchange rates is speculation. It's one of those weird cycles in economics. If investors speculate that the pound will appreciate in the future, they'll start demanding more pounds now, causing an appreciation now. So speculation that there will be a future appreciation causes a present appreciation now. What if, instead, you predicted that there is going to be a depreciation in 7 months' time? If you know there will be a depreciation in 7 months, you could make a profit by selling pounds now, while the exchange rate is high, and then buying them back in 7 months when the exchange rate is much lower and those pounds are much cheaper. But again, by the time you go to sell your pounds, if you've predicted a depreciation, by the time you go to sell your pounds, many investors will have made the same speculation, and they will all be selling their pounds as well. This will increase the supply of pounds, shifting currency supply to the right, causing a depreciation now. Again, it's a weird cycle. The fact that people have speculated that there will be a depreciation in the future has caused a small depreciation now. So, in summary, our second factor influencing exchange rates is speculation. Speculation over future exchange rates can affect the present exchange rates now. For instance, if investors predict an appreciation in the future, the exchange rate now will. Speculation means that when investors predict a future appreciation, they'll demand now more pounds so that they can sell them later when the pound appreciates. But this increase in demand now will cause appreciation now. So the present exchange rate will increase. And if investors predict a depreciation in the future, the exchange rate now will. Speculation means that when investors predict a future depreciation, they'll sell or supply more pounds now, while the exchange rate is high, so that they can buy them back later when they are cheaper. But this increase in currency supply will cause depreciation now, so the present exchange rate will decrease. It's a weird exchange rate cycle. Speculation about a change in future exchange rates affects the present exchange rate.